Hey, what's good? What's happening? What's poppin'? Welcome to episode 66 of the Bacchanal podcast with your host K to the C and
it's your boy Akil, and we got a special guest in the building with us.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's Sharonda from Payer Waves. Hi.
Welcome. Hey. Welcome
My
to the
favorite
show.
black female YouTuber.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Yep.
Oh man, so how you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, I died a couple of days ago, but you know, I'm back from the dead. Yeah.
Alright, what the hell happened?
It was rough. I don't know. It was touch and go for a moment, but you know, I'm getting back to the land of the living.
And you rose back like the phoenix.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice. What happened? You were sick?
Look, I was sick. I don't know what was going on. And then now I think I'm just might be slightly hungover today because I just went back to life.
Alright, episode's about to be lit.
That's a Trinidadian cure right there. When you're sick, you take some rum.
Yep.
Or Crown in my case.
Or what?
Or some Crown in my case.
Crown, yeah, Crown's nice.
Man, I'm going through some things, man.
What happened to you?
I turn 30 tomorrow.
Oh, snap!
Ah!
Congrats.
No. Man, no.
What do you mean, no?
Feel old, man. My knee hurting this morning.
Oh, Lord.
Woke
It's
up
on your
rubbing my
head.
knee. It's not in my head, it's in my knee.
Ain't
Okay?
nothing changed except the recovery slows down.
Oh, it definitely does.
It's
Case
that's
in
all.
point.
Yeah.
You gotta hit
Just
the gym.
reflecting
more,
on life right now. I was just like, oh my god, I turned 30. I got my hairline still.
that's important.
So,
But nowadays you can get that shit tatted on, or you can do the
I
toilet
know.
lace.
Right?
Get
Just
that
get some
toilet-
base game. You good.
I got a full hairline and a beard, so I'm like, all right, I'm winning still.
Yeah,
I was
not
like,
too
stick
bad.
up the hairline. Not too bad, not too shabby.
Yeah.
So
What
I'll be all right.
What y'all been watching? What y'all been reading? What y'all been dealing with this week?
I'll let the guest go first.
Yeah.
See what madness Shonda's been into.
I finished watching Bird Box today, and I am catching up on all the Oscar films. So like Ben is Back, Green Book, The Favorite, all those lovely little indie films.
That's a good idea. Keel, how you been?
I've been good. I took my son to see Bumblebee yesterday, and he loved it. I thought it was pretty good as well. And I started watching Runaways this morning.
Season 2?
Going pretty good. Season two of Runaways. Going pretty good. They finally ran away, and they're embracing their superpowers, and the parents are fully showing their true colors of villainy this season. So I'm like, about damn time.
Yeah.
So and it's my birthday, so I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna buy myself a birthday cake. I like ice cream cake, so I'm gonna go to Baskin Robbins.
You lucky I ain't there right now. Take your ass to Sugar Bears. Get you drunk.
No,
Yes.
I'm retired. I
Yes.
don't engage in those activities.
Lies. I'll bring you to Canada. We'll throw some loonies and toonies.
Oh yeah, you guys don't have dollar bills, so you gotta
we need
you gotta throw
to
loonies
that,
and
man.
toonies at them.
Yeah. Fives.
Strip their eyes and
It's fives here. Fives and tens.
keeping up, sir.
Expensive. Pardon me?
I said, what have you been up to, Sir Casey?
Remember that anime I've been telling you about that's supposed to be on Netflix and it's been taking long? It's supposed to be there from August?
What's it called? Baki the Grappler?
Yes, it has finally arrived on Netflix, so I got to catch that. Show was lit, man. Holy shit. It got way more violent, way more analyzing of fighting styles, and way more amazing. So
Now, quick question.
Mhm.
Now, is this Canadian Netflix or American Netflix I can watch it on?
Netflix. But
Okay.
it's probably on American Netflix because a couple people I see online were saying it's finally there. So
Okay,
yeah.
I'll check it out.
I would say try to check out the first couple seasons though, because it's actually season 3. But yeah, try to check out. It does the first couple episodes do a recap of the first 2-3 episodes, the first 2-3 seasons. I mean, but try to catch up. But it's good because you're not gonna have that impact. Like it's like a Game of Thrones type of show. You know what I mean? Where
Hey,
each
let's check in
character has
Casey. Let's check and see if Sharonda's still here. I think we may have a technical difficulty. She sent me something.
Oh,
Hey, Sharonda, can you hear us?
No, I'm trying to like play around with my like menu.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, I saw something pop in there. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was
I
like,
know.
I got afraid. I was like,
Yeah.
please
Yeah, I
don't
was like,
freeze.
oh.
I got so
Hey,
scared. I was like,
man.
oh no.
Okay,
User
cool.
error. Sorry.
So to our returning Bacchanalists, welcome back. And to our first-time listeners, you're about to embark on 2 Trinidadian Canadians' journeys exploring games, movies, comics, and all-around foolishness. From an American perspective,
That's Akil. And from a Canadian perspective, that's me, K to the C. So join us as we discuss this week's geeky news and all-around foolishness. Open your ears and tighten your butt cheeks. You're in for a hilarious and informative ride.
Good job, Casey. You only stuttered one time. I'm proud of you.
Hey, man. That happens.
Like a proud father.
That's
my son reading up there.
Whatever.
That's my son. All right, we got a guest on our show today. We have Sharonda from Pay or Wait.
Yeah.
Hey. How everybody doing? I'm doing good. I'm alive. I'm well.
Yeah,
not dying anymore. Life is great.
So when did you start? You're doing great with the YouTube. And when did you get started? What made you feel like you wanted to jump into YouTube? Because I'm loving your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I used to always watch movies. Even when I was a little kid, my parents would always take me to the movies every weekend. And basically, like lately, for certain movies, I realized that for the predominantly black films, no one reviews them. And then B, no one really knows how to address race in some of the movies that I was seeing, or they were missing key points that only a person of color would really understand.
That's true.
So I decided to start my own channel. And I thought some of the reviews I watched were just so boring. And I wanted to get people excited about movies and listening to reviews.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You broke my heart with that Superfly interview. I enjoyed that movie.
Oh, my goodness. Do you know how much hate I took for that?
I watched that one when it first came out. I was like, oh, let me check out Pay or Wait, see what she thought. She just trashed it. I was like, oh, no. It's going to be trash.
Comments for that, okay?
I don't negative comment nothing. Like, there's enough people doing that shit. I think I put a positive comment in there. Like, you did a good job. You had me engaged in the video. So, I try to keep it positive because there's not enough of that on the internet. But
I appreciate that. Can you tell everybody else to do that?
No.
It's coming. The change is coming, I think. I think it's people start to turn the tides.
What are some of the struggles you face being a new YouTuber on the block and trying to get to these events like Sundance and the Black Film Festivals? Like, how do you break into those type of events or like state your claim when you're in there?
So it's like really super hard. I face a lot of adversity. And first and foremost, even before getting into being a woman and, a black woman at that, it's just really hard coming from a YouTuber's perspective. Most people look at film critics, they write for these big publications, they write for newspapers, or they write for all of these different big companies. And for me being a YouTuber, it's hard for them to first take me seriously or even acknowledge me as a film critic, because they're like, oh, she's on YouTube and then she curses and she makes jokes like during the course of her review. So that part is hard for me. And then also, too, getting to these festivals. So I was just accepted into Sundance and South by Southwest, actually, for this upcoming year. Yeah. And I was so excited. And then when I started looking at pricing, especially for Sundance, I was just like, I don't have no money. I'm just trying to pay my bills like everybody else. I don't have no coins to do this. So it's just hard when you're your own outlet. And you're trying to not only break through to first like get credentials to get into these festivals, but then you got to come up with all this money to help pay your way just to get there. Mm-hmm. So it's been a challenge. And then being a woman, especially when it comes to comic book movies, everybody likes to try me when we get to comic book time. And, because you're a woman, you can't have knowledge of comic books, or you've never seen a comic book film before, or you don't know what you're talking about. I can say the exact same things that somebody else will say in their review. But because I'm a woman, or sometimes if race has a part to play in it, people just come for me all the time. I'm just like, guys, let's kumbaya for a moment.
The whole internet needs a kumbaya sometimes.
Seriously, like, we can disagree, just don't be attacking me. That's all I ask.
Yeah, but I think it's over for the gatekeepers that are blocking people from being able to get into these competitive businesses, like the film reviewers and all that. I don't know, because Sundance and stuff, they probably need more people of different ethnicities to give their perspective on things. So I don't know why they make it so hard to have to get there and to pay on your own.
I guess they didn't care about our view, but now that financially they see that our view matters, they're trying to embrace us more.
And I think they're doing better. There's been a lot of talk, especially when Brie Larson announced at TIFF last year, that they're going to start programs to actually include more people from diverse backgrounds. And they've started these funds where they basically will help provide some type of financial assistance to people who might not work for a big outlet.
That's
or
much better,
people
yeah.
of color. Yeah, and so I've actually been working with Sundance, and they've actually helped me try to, pay a portion of, what it would cost to get to Sundance as well. So there are strides being made. It just has to like keep gaining momentum. But I think also too from like just getting on press lists. Like people always say like, Sharana, you're breaking embargo. Like why didn't you stick to embargo? I'm like, guys, I'm not even on a press list yet. So. Everything I do is basically based on what I can see in an event screening or like if I pay to go see it in theaters because I'm still not considered a member of press where I live. So even though my reviews count for Rotten Tomatoes and all of that.
Nice.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal because I follow Double Toasted. They've been at it for years and years. And they've just been inducted into being able to make articles for Rotten Tomatoes with the reviews. So for you to do that within a year span, that says a lot about your worth ethic and your talent. So I applaud you
content.
For that.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, for young black females trying to get into YouTube, what could you say to them?
I think the biggest thing is to just do it. I think that a lot of people feel like they have to be perfect or I got to have all this equipment and I have to do this and I have to do that or I need to go work for somebody else first. And I always tell people it's just nothing like having your own. And I think I see a lot of my friends who do work for big publications. They still are fighting to even be able to cover certain movies or certain events and things like that. And I just really encourage people to start your own and just do it now. Don't worry about what it looks like or how good it looks or how much money you have to buy equipment. Just start it now.
Yeah.
And what advice do you give to somebody that's new and they're trying to gain followers and get traction and like what advice do you give them on being consistent?
I would just say, it's really just be consistent. I know that sounds so cliche, but my channel just started growing, and that was when I was literally trying to pump out at least 3 to 4 videos a week because people always want content. And it's going to take a lot of sleepless nights. I work a 9 to 5. So literally I wake up at 5 some in the morning. And as soon as I get off of work, I go straight to the movies, come home, record. Half the times I typically fall asleep while editing a video to post. So it's just a lot of dedication. It's very time consuming.
A lot of people don't even think about the editing stuff. Like the time that takes. Then if something freezes up and you got to restart. Oh my God. Goodness, right?
Yep.
It's the worst. I think it's just fun. You get to watch movies all day. That sounds so great. But I gotta go home and review it.
Yeah, and you have to
deal
look at
with internet trolls. After you post it.
Yeah. And you have to look at movies at a different angle too. You have to look at it as a pacing, and you can't just sit back and enjoy it sometimes. So it is a difficult.
Exactly. It
could be difficult sometimes, especially if you're not very interested in the movie and you got.
Oh, child! I've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
I did not want to watch them. But I know people want to hear my thoughts on it, but no.
I had to battle to watch those CW shows last week because we were going to review it. I was like, oh, Lord.
They're not that bad, Casey.
Yeah,
you know what's funny? And I need to do more with TV. I actually watch a lot of TV shows that people don't know. And people always get shocked because I watch Riverdale. I watch All American, Flash. I watched all of that. The Elseworlds crossover that they did. I watched all of those shows. I just did not have enough time to review it.
Yeah.
You don't like CW? CW be popping.
Man, it just feels like a ad revenue grab. They take beautiful things and they're like, let's make money out of this as much as possible and stretch it out till we can't stretch it no more.
I know, but we keep watching it.
I know.
They can't. They get.
I like the first couple seasons, but then after a while they start to do things that it's like, why are they putting this relationship in here and taking up all this space in the show when they can really just get to the action?
Felicity and Oliver.
Yeah.
Prime example.
Yo, they dogged out their relationship in the Elseworlds because they was like, you didn't even know it was him. Just Iris just looked and knew immediately that something wasn't right. They were so disrespectful to Felicity and Oliver.
Yeah, or like Black Lightning. Like I'm always like, oh, don't break up the wife and the husband. Like they always having these little arguments. So I'm like, oh, they're just gonna make them disconnect to stretch it out. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I'm watching it like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But the daughter ended up running away, so I was like, okay, that's a little problem they're gonna have for a little while. Okay, you know what I mean? But I hate when they just
triangles.
I hate when they break them up and love triangle it out and there's bigger problems going on. You know, but CW's cool. I'm glad they're actually bringing us this stuff, though. You know what I mean? That's one thing. Glad somebody's actually putting the foot down and saying,
Static Shock to show up in Black Lightning.
Yeah, why not? That'd be dope.
Yeah, man.
I feel like they're gonna wait since everybody's been anticipating it for so long, and they thought Miles Truitt's character was gonna be Static Shock. I think they're like purposely like waiting to bring.
He's the one who came back with the dreads, right? He disappeared for a bit and came back with powers with the dreads. Is that who you're talking about?
You talking about Khalil?
Yeah, Khalil, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's who I thought was gonna be Static Shock when he first came back. I was like, what the hell?
I didn't like that he became evil and had dreads. I was like, why did I associate dreads with evil?
Facial hair.
That's how it is. Like, that's how he is in the comic, though.
I don't care, man. I was like, what that man got? He's like, I'm a bad man. I was like, what's going on, man? What's his name? Painkiller? Yeah. Oh, so lame. His name should have been Rude Boy or Bad Man. Shatta for the culture.
Then everybody would have came for them.
Yeah, I would have been pro Black Lightning. Just like I was pro what's that movie that you hated? Superfly. That movie's so bad that it's good.
Yeah, that's so.
I can't believe y'all like that movie. I'm so judging y'all.
Bad, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm really.
It's terrible. It's a drunk movie.
We laughed the entire time, and we felt bad because like the stars were there because they did the Atlanta premiere. We were trying. I think by the time we got to the funeral scene, I couldn't hold it in any longer. Like we literally laughed out loud during the whole funeral scene.
I was laughing the whole movie. I was like, this ain't a comedy. They should have made it a comedy. Like they should have went more into like knowing that it's foolishness type of aspect of the movie. You know what I mean? Not take it so seriously. I think it would have been a way better movie.
Yeah,
like the way the whole crew is wearing all white, you know what I mean? Like they
the Snow Patrol.
Patrol.
I was dying laughing.
What?
The street fight outside the club, that was hilarious. I was like, oh my god, this is funny. Oh man, but
I loved it. It's so bad, it's good. That movie is my guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
It's like a greasy hamburger.
Yeah, McDonald's.
It's like eating McDonald's. You know it's not good for you, but you do it. And you're just like, eh.
And I was happy to support Lil X, the director from Toronto. So, you know, I was happy he finally got himself on the big screen after years and years of killing it in the music videos. So he deserves it.
Mr. X?
Mr. X, yeah.
Little X is his original name.
Yeah, support your people, your fam, huh?
Yeah. You done know.
That's good. All right, let's jump into this. Let's do our top 5 movies of the year. We're gonna let our guests go first. I think I got mine ready. So
this is just so much pressure.
No, you can do some honorable mentions.
I got some honorable mentions also.
So right now, I mean, I haven't finished watching all the films yet for the year, but I'm going to say one that's controversial. So let me just go ahead and say that one now, and, you know, we'll just get it over with. So I still like Paddington 2, guys. I don't understand why people don't remember that Paddington 2 was so good. It came out in January. It's probably when everybody forgot about it, but that was the cutest movie ever, and it just made me not be petty anymore for like a strong week, and then I just regressed again. So that's my controversial one, and everyone's probably like, why would she say that?
No, but you gotta
it touched my heart.
Paddington. That was a pretty good movie.
It touched my heart, y'all. Also, too, let's see, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, definitely one of my top favorite films, especially from an animation perspective. I think they did a very great job of what some of these live-action superhero movies can't do, is really grasp the concept of the comic books. You feel like you were watching or reading a comic the entire time that this movie was taking place, and so I thought that they did a very great job, and then all of the heroes could do something that you really can't see them do in a live action film. And then the fact that they introduced an Afro-Latino superhero, I thought that was super cool, especially to have that in the same year as another one of my top films, Black Panther. I was gonna say that. So I thought it was very great. I thought that this put Marvel on the map before Thanos for really fleshing out and introducing intriguing villains that you almost root for at the same time when you know you shouldn't. And also too, how many was that? That was 3. I thought that The Favorite, it's an indie film. It had Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone. I thought that movie was actually really good. At first, I was very concerned because I was like, this is about to be another overhyped movie. But I was like, wow, I actually enjoyed this. And let me see if I'm like rounding out my 5th film. I'm trying to think because I haven't put my list together, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Put you on the spot. This is fine.
You're
just having fun anyway.
Right here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't think of a 5th one right now off the top of my head. So
Oh, you think I'll talk about Spider-Verse?
Actually, The Hate You
sorry.
Give. Sorry, The Hate You Give. I thought that was a very overlooked. It's like a tie between The Hate You Give and Widows because I feel like they were both kind of overlooked, but they were very, very profound movies for different reasons.
The Hate You Give. What was that about again?
So The Hate You Give starred Amanda Stenberg. Centered around a girl. She's basically talks a lot about code switching, and then also too, one of her friends was shot by the police, and so it goes through like her journey of dealing with that.
That was at TIFF.
Brutality. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That looked good. Yeah, I gotta watch that actually.
It was very good. That and Widows. Just a movie where you can see all these women from diverse backgrounds basically take on the roles of what we would typically see men do in a film. I thought it's another great film, and it also addresses police brutality in there as well. But everybody just slept on it, and it really broke my heart.
We liked Widows. I think I gave it a 9 here.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Widows a lot.
We brought somebody on the show that hated it, and we had a nice debate with them.
Yeah.
Why did they hate it? I gotta listen to this.
It was stuff like, he was like, if the cops were to shoot somebody, they would like check the bullet and all this stuff. I was like, they wouldn't do that in Chicago. I was like, with the amount of drive-bys going by, I was like, I don't know what comic book fantasy world you live in, but
he was saying also the hospital part where they said she was shot and she went to the hospital. Remember at the end?
Yeah.
When a character got shot and they brought her to the hospital and just like, she's been shot. They were like, oh, when they checked the bullet to see that the bullet came from the house and all. And I was saying like, there's so much things happening with gun violence in Chicago that
they don't have time for that.
It'd be overlooked.
So basically, it sounds like they were just searching for reasons not to like it.
Yeah, he's a grouchy person.
To each his own.
Yeah, he means well. He's just grouchy. I guess I'll do my top 5. Mine's a little all over the place. So my number 1 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I love the story, and I love the art direction that they went with the cell shading, 2D models, and the acrylic painting as the background. I thought it was beautiful. Yeah. Number 2 spot for me is A Star Is Born, which is a story that deals with mental illness. It deals with stardom. It just deals with, it's a love story that's told in a realistic way, and the outcomes of bad decisions is done well in the film.
We gonna battle this later. We gonna battle about this later. This movie's been remade. A Star Is Born? I did. I really enjoyed A Star Is Born, but this movie's been made. Like, this is the 4th remake.
Oh yeah, like, I knew it was gonna happen. It was just the way they did it this time.
I knew it was going downhill when he hit the tablet on the table with his shoe. I was like, oh boy.
When he beat himself on stage, I was like, because I know that guy. I was like, I know somebody that would do some shit like that.
When he beat himself, my only issue that I had with the film is I felt it was very focused on Jackson Maine and not necessarily how Allie was dealing with all of this. Because this man just embarrassed you on national television and he peed on himself while you were this was your time. And then never once was she angry. She was always like, it's okay, I still love you, it's okay. She never got angry not once in that movie.
I guess there's a separate version of that movie where you're seeing her reactions.
And I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, that'd be dope if they made another version where you see what she's dealing with. This guy's an idiot. He's fucking up my career. I felt like Beyonce when Jay-Z was getting beat in the elevator. I felt like that's what this movie could have been.
I don't know. She had a slight opportunistic vibe to me.
Really?
Why?
Because he put crammed cake in her face, and she was just like, "Okay, I'll take it." In a party, you know what I mean? Had parts where he was like, "You're ugly," and she was like, "Get out of here," and then she forgave him really quick. He did a lot of shit that was really toxic, and she was really okay with it.
But that's what I'm saying. That was my issue.
To be a star,
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
When she changed her hair. Because my thing is he gave up on life. He gave up on everybody. He gave up on himself
throughout the whole film.
But he saw beauty in her. He saw that true thing that he always loved in music in her, and that reinvigorated him. But then she started to get lost in the sauce of marketing and all this bullshit when she didn't even have to do anything like that. She could have just did it her way. He would have probably backed her and funded her doing it her way from her heart. But she's like chose to do the marketing ploy, bullshit artist type of thing. And he was like, she's kind of just like everybody else. Like, so kind of broke his heart as he was already low and depressed. But he was doing things that was like, I don't know. I think if they were a one-on-one equal relationship from the get-go, working at Best Buy and McDonald's, she would have been like, "Man, you're crazy. I'm out of here. I ain't dealing with this." But because he was a superstar, she was.
But he was really persistent though, because she was curving him the whole time.
You think so?
She curved him a couple of times.
Really?
I don't feel like she curved him. I felt like the dad was like, "Yo, you could be a superstar." That when she was curving him then, because she didn't want to like get her heart broken by some friggin' superstar who's just gonna use her and disappear. But then when she got into it with the whole career thing, then she seemed like she was more on the career and not paying attention to the side that he actually had depression and a deep, dark depression, and he was done with everything that was happening, that he saw everything as bullshit now. And she fell into that side of bullshit. I don't know. Maybe I saw the movie differently, but that's.
Let's move on from my controversial
podcast, man. We talking, baby.
I want to eat up all the time on The Star Is Born.
We sorry.
Because I know we could debate about this for a good minute.
Okay. But yeah, I like.
We were. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, 30 minutes. It's gonna be 30 minutes later. No.
Lord, I kill.
All right. Let's move. All right. So number 3 is Avengers: Infinity War for me. Yep. Because I saw it, I did an early screening, and to see the emotional impact of the kids in the theaters when Spider-Man died was, it was heart-wrenching, yet it was amusing, because I was just like, damn, they didn't see that coming. Like, they're like, where's Spider-Man? And he was like, he turned into dust, and the whole
theater went silent.
It was a beautiful moment.
You know, it's a good movie when you go see it at the time when adults and little kids are seeing it at the same time, and the little kids shut the hell up. They're just all quiet. You know, it's a good movie. If it's all right movie, the kids will get bored and start bouncing around and be like, "Can I get popcorn?" You know, and then start talking. But Infinity War, man, they were quiet.
It was just pure silence, and the movie went silent. So that was a captivating scene. My number 4 spot is Blind Spotting.
Nice.
Sharonda, have you seen Blind Spotting yet?
I haven't. Don't judge me. I heard it was really good. Yeah. I know.
Blind Spotting was amazing. So Blind Spotting deals with gentrification in the neighborhood. It follows a guy who's just been out on parole, and he hangs out with his white friend who comes off as like your stereotypical hood person, but he's white. So he deals with diversity in his community, with people thinking that he's basically trying to be a wigger and he's pretending to act like that. So that's the struggle that his white friend deals with. And the black guy that's on parole, he's dealing with basically staying off of... he's not on drugs, but he needs to stay away from weapons. And the first thing he does when he gets out of jail is he meets up with his homeboy. He's like, hey, I got guns! So point blank from the start of the movie, he's screwed. And he has a curfew. He has a curfew at 11 o'clock, which he's constantly missing his curfew. So that's another struggle in the film. And his first day out of jail, he witnesses a police shooting. So he's traumatized by that throughout the film. And the film does a full circle with the police shooting. And it's just done. It's filmed beautifully. You see the inner conflict with the character, with, him dealing with PTSD due to the shooting that he saw. You see the gentrification of the neighborhood as basically hipsters are moving in, and you see people like the poor people, they're moving out, and he's working for a moving company, so he'll be going to the different houses, and you'll see him like picking up pictures and stuff and looking at the people that lived there previously, and then you'll see the hipsters move in there. There's a touching moment where he's talking to a photographer as he's moving his stuff, and the photographer, his specialty is just taking pictures of like people like in the moment. He tells two main characters to stop and look at each other and just live in the moment and see what's going on in the world. And that was just like a touching moment. Like in general, we need to just stop and appreciate what's going on in life. So it was a good movie. I don't want to
Appreciate the
spoil
present.
anything. What you thought it was depressing?
No, appreciate the present.
Yeah,
'Cause it's a
yeah,
present.
yeah. What'd you think
It's a
about the
gift.
movie, Casey?
I love that movie. That was great. It's on my honorable mentions for sure. But
And,
I love the artsy style of the directing, the angles that they're using, the using the little metaphors. Like they're the ones who are helping in the gentrification because they're a moving company.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they could have given them any job just to keep the story going and busy, but they did that, and it was dope. So they're seeing the direct impact of gentrification. You know what I mean? So it affecting them. You know, that was smart.
So he's moving out his neighbors, and he's like feeling bad about it, but he needs the money.
And that's why they get into the rages that they get into, you know, and the things that's what is one of the propellers and pushing them in that direction, in my opinion. But check it out. I don't want to say too much because I know you.
Yeah,
see
yeah. I
it.
don't want to
I want
spoil,
you to
yeah.
enjoy it. I want you to fully enjoy it.
And rounding up my 5 spot, number 5 is Upgrade, which is a better version of Venom.
Oh shit! I completely forgot about that movie.
You forgot about Upgrade? I have
Yes,
some
I'm about
Upgrade
to
on
redo my top 5.
Yeah, so Upgrade is the Venom movie I didn't know I wanted. It was great. It was action packed. It was a low budget film because it was a Blumhouse film. So I think they spent less than $5 million on it, which is not a lot for an action movie. But they're able to capture great camera angles and have great fight choreography throughout the film. The main star, I forgot his name, but people call him Fake Tom Hardy.
Yeah, because he looks like Tom
He looks
Hardy.
just like
Yeah,
Tom
she really
Hardy.
does, yeah.
He was the Shocker in Spider-Man: Homecoming, the first Shocker that got killed. So it was cool to see him in this film. And the lady from Get Out was actually the detective that was following him throughout the film. Remember the grandmother was in the black lady's body? Oh shit! Get Out came out this year, didn't it?
No.
No, that was
No,
last
okay.
year.
That was last
All
year.
All right.
At the end of the year.
You good still.
I'm good. I was like, damn. I was like, make sure I didn't forget Get Out. And then my honorable mention will be Black Panther. So that's my list. Casey, you are good to go.
I think 2018 has been like the greatest year of content we've gotten that I can remember.
Yeah,
We
a lot
got-
of good movies.
Like a top 5 ain't enough, but I'm gonna do my best. My list is looking kind of trash now. Now that I here, y'all. But I'm gonna list them off though. I gotta give Black Klansman number 5.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Okay.
That was a great movie. It had great message, impactful story, which is based off of a novel of a true story, directed by Spike Lee. I really enjoyed that. Number 4, probably one of the most underrated movies and forgotten, but I liked it. Action movie, Mission Impossible: Fallout. I think that
It was
that came-
so good.
That was an amazing, like action-packed popcorn movie. You know what I mean? With actual
Tom
good
Cruise
story.
is like he literally the helicopter scene. He had
And-
to learn how to fly a helicopter to do the scene, and because they couldn't fit a camera in there, he had to operate the camera while acting, while flying a helicopter at the same
Yeah.
damn time.
I feel like
Crazy
that when
person.
I feel like that when I'm driving to work and I'm eating food and steering the car with my knees. I'm like, yeah, I'm
That's
doing a
what
Tom
it
Cruise type thing right now.
Tom Cruising.
Yeah, because that's crazy. I don't even know how to fly a helicopter, let alone use a camera in that way. And he did that just for a movie. He broke his leg making that movie.
And he
Hop into
skydived.
buildings.
And
Yeah,
he
and he's
skydived.
really doing it too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to give that number 4. That was definitely an amazing movie that I really enjoyed. Number 3, this would be my number 1, but so much other great things came out, so this one got knocked back. Black Panther, amazing movie, amazing movement. It showed that all these actors who should have their own movies in a big scale can have their own movies, and it did a beautiful job at giving a story that's really deep and textured in between a action movie origin story, comic book story. So that's why I really enjoyed Black Panther. It was an amazing story, and what it did historically for the culture is amazing. My number 2, which bumped it back, was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, for the fact that like they took so many characters and they still pulled off an amazing story with heart, texturing, and Easter eggs and great layering. So I really enjoyed that. That's my number 2, and number 1 has to go to Avengers: Infinity War, for being able to pull off 18 movies and put them all together with a bunch of actors and have them all lose in front of on a grand scale, and yeah, it was amazing. I was amazed by that movie. It honestly felt like a comic book where if you don't know what's going on, you got to catch up on this comic, or you know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's true.
It's like the perfect comic book movie for someone who doesn't know. They'll be like, "Who the hell's that guy?" Oh, go back and read this. You know, the comic. It's like, oh, go back and watch Doctor Strange, and you'll get his origin story. You know, it's like they actually did it in a perfect comic book fashion, where they had the Easter eggs of little things to get people going, and they built up and put things in there so slick that when we watch part 2, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be like, oh, that's why that happened in Infinity War. You know, like they added so much depth to that movie that I got to give it number 1 for pulling that off with so many actors. What was it, over 30 actors?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's historical right there for sure. So that's my top 5. My honorable mentions.
I got 2 honorable mentions. I forgot to add, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Yeah.
They might be the same as yours. Sorry to Bother You and Quiet Place.
Sorry to Bother You is great. Quiet Place I didn't even finish. I got to get back to that actually.
Really?
What?
Yeah. I hear great things about it. I was tired that night. I was like, I'll watch it later. I watched like the first little intro to show you what the world is like when the beast comes and takes the person. You know what I mean? But Hereditary, I really enjoyed that movie. That's an honorable mention for me.
Oh yeah, Hereditary.
And Crazy Rich Asians gets an honorable mention for me.
I wasn't crazy about that movie. Like when I was watching,
I really enjoyed it.
I thought that was just like, I was like, oh, Trinidad culture, we do that as well. Like the food, it was like food porn. Watching that movie though, I love the food.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It brought everybody together. Like even though you feel like, oh, I can't relate to this story's that. You know how people always say that with movies, like, oh, that will never sell. It's nobody can relate to this, and it's like the other side of the world, and it's what do you know? They love the same things we love. And you know what I mean? And their culture is just as rich and diverse as our culture is. You know what I mean? So it really closed the gap on this cultural walls that people have, in my opinion. So I gotta get that. I gotta make it an honorable mention.
The books are really.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a trilogy or more. So
yeah,
it's see more
that are out already. So
yeah,
working on the sequel.
Yeah, that's my honorable mentions.
What was the most disappointing film of the year for you? I'll let Sharonda go first.
Yeah.
Why I gotta go first?
Because you're the guest.
I don't know. Disappointing. You know, as much as y'all love Hereditary, I did not like Hereditary.
You didn't like it?
I was like, no. I was not a fan. I was like, this is so stupid. Like, is this movie over yet? Please, let it be over. I can't think of what was like the most disappointing.
I think we have the same one. You just can't think of it yet.
Yeah, just come back to me.
All right, I'll go.
So frequently.
Sharonda, let me refresh your memory. Traffic.
Ha!
That's my worst
I already
movie.
knew that was gonna be trash, though. So that's not disappointing. I already knew what that was about to be.
I was like, what the hell is it's what's her name? Paula Patton.
Paula Patton, the worst actress ever.
No, she's been getting worse. Like she was okay back in the day, but she's just terrible now. Like ever since she left Robin Thicke, like her acting ability left. That relationship, I don't know what the hell.
She been bad.
Man, yeah, I don't know.
Traffic is terrible. Like I was laughing in the theater. There's like a sex scene where her and Omar Epps that captivated me for like 10 minutes. And after that, I was done. I was like, this is stupid. It was dumb. The characters are making bad decisions throughout the whole film. So you don't have any, like... You have no emotional impact when people die in the film. It's written badly. The acting's bad. And whenever stuff happens, you're just like, just let this movie go on. This is dumb. This is a terrible film. Another movie, this is not bad. I was just disappointed because I saw Spider-Man and then I saw that. The Incredibles 2, I was disappointed with.
That was disappointing.
What?
Yeah, with how long they took to make that movie and then what I got, I thought it was an okay film. I felt that movie should have been on the same level of Into the Spider-Verse since we waited 12 years for that film.
I liked it.
I thought the story was mediocre at best, and it was just kind of like by the books. I know it's hot take, but I'm just saying, 12 years and this is what we got. I still don't know what
it felt like an episode.
Looks like. No, I agree. Yeah, it felt like an episode for
like it was good,
cartoon.
but it wasn't like the oh my god worth the 10-year wait. I'd see that, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just not with the hype that was surrounded by that film. It didn't live up to that hype. I thought it was a competent film. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like.
But it wasn't no Toy Story 2 or 3.
No, yeah, exactly. It wasn't.
I'm trying to figure out what they about to do with Toy Story 4.
Yeah, they're about to break our heart again.
melt all of them and turn them into sex toys or something, man. They're gonna.
Disney said we coming for y'all throats. We tired of playing with y'all.
Yeah. But man, that last Toy Story almost had me. Man,
No.
I gotta go with Incredibles because the back of my head I can hear Venom like Andre 3000's album when it's saying Ice Cold. But shit, I don't want to say Venom because I wasn't expecting it to be that great. So how could I be disappointed by something when I was going in thinking it was gonna be trash anyways?
Did y'all think it was gonna be that bad though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my expectation was low on it. So when I went in, I was like, okay, yeah, it's what I expected. But
I'm really sad about this. I can't believe I felt this way.
You enjoyed Venom?
I didn't think it was like anything great, but I don't think it was as bad. I said wait for it, and I think that's one of my like reviews that I kind of regret because I don't think it was as bad as people made it out to be. But actually, my most disappointed movie would have to be Robin Hood. They pissed me off with that movie. I totally forgot about that.
Which one?
What's that? Yeah,
Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, they made me mad with that. I was pretty upset.
How Jamie Foxx doing that? Was he good?
That oh my god, that accent, Jesus, he needs to leave that. I just felt like Jamie Foxx should have been Robin Hood, and I don't know if they felt like that would have been too much, or people would have had too much negative to say about it. But I just felt like they really hyped us up for this film, and then it just really let us down. I was so mad when I walked out of that film. Actually, people walked out of the theater before it was over.
Wow.
It looked like a Netflix movie to me, so that's why I didn't bother seeing in theaters.
At this point, it could have been.
And no disrespect to Netflix, like they made good movies lately, but
Yeah, definitely.
it's just a movie I didn't want to pay to go see in theaters. So that's my opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move into some trailers. I'm gonna do one that neither one of us have watched yet. So let me do a share screen for you guys. Did everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna watch the new teaser for Doom Patrol. Make sure my volume's up. And we are good to go.
So awkward. Who stands like this? It's good to see Cyborg.
Cyborg looks terrible though.
Nah, he looks better than the movie.
He's like, he don't even want to be there.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that the girl from Orange is the New Black? The actress?
Who? Which
Yeah,
one?
looks like her, yeah.
Spanish girl.
Yeah, she was her and the other girl were best friends running around causing trouble. I think they're doing
That looks
people's
like
nails.
her, but I don't know.
Well, let's look up.
it up.
I'm gonna look up the cast of Doom Patrol real quick.
I like
I
his
know-
take on Cyborg better. It's like the practical chest plate instead of the 3D all over the place. I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to his acting ability, and he doesn't look like physically intimidating like Cyborg should look.
To me.
Yeah, it looks like cosplay.
Yeah, definitely does look like cosplay, that's for sure. But I hope they pull out the 3D tricks when it's necessary and not just have them standing there looking at a TV in full 3D. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a waste of time and money doing that type of stuff.
So that is the girl from Orange is the New Black, Diana Guerrero.
Yeah, it looks like her. Except
And
she's curled
she
up the hair.
is
Oh wow, she looked younger in that.
makeup in movie magic. She's playing Crazy Jane. Now, I am not familiar with Doom Patrol at all, so this is going to be
me
interesting.
I think Crazy
I'm not either.
Jane. Crazy Jane has like a bunch of different personalities. She's like the guy from
From Split?
from Split, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And but she has powers. Like each personality has a different superpower. I think that's what her thing is.
All
She
right,
got like
that could be-
abused at a young age a couple times, and then it made personalities come out, and it'll be interesting to see this show. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
All right, and now we're going to watch a trailer reaction for Men in Black.
Yeah, I thought this would be a good idea to have you on here, and we watch your reaction to.
I'm horrified.
to Men in Black here.
So we're gonna watch Sharonda's pay her weight reaction for Men in Black, the international trailer that just released. So check that out.
So what was going on before we started? So you were at work? Because we want people to check it out too. Go on YouTube and check out her channel, Pay Her Weight.
Yes.
So you were at work. You're getting your hustle on. Ain't nothing stopping you. You gotta still do your thing.
Hiding in the closet.
You went hid in the closet and did your reaction.
I saw the trailer drop. I was dying because this is when my sickness began. And then I was like, well, let me go record in the phone room real quick.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody was there. And so, yeah. So just sorry, y'all.
No, that's cool, though. That's ambition. That's good. Let's hit play on that.
All right. Sharonda barely got her eyes open for the trailer review. All right, let's get to the trailer. I ain't gonna put Sharonda through this torture of watching herself sit.
I appreciate you.
No problem.
For this full screen.
I like the casting: Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson looks like a badass in this movie.
Tessa Thompson's always a badass, man. With her long fingers.
So it's based in London, right?
Yeah.
But she's in New York in this scene, I think. I like the little Will Smith nod right there. You guys think we're gonna get a cameo?
Yeah, that'll be cool. As long as they don't kill him off and be like, yo, he died, you need to take his place. So I hope they don't do that.
Or if they're like, we have a one black person quota, so we got him out of here, so you're in. Yeah, so this looks like the same place that he went to when he first came.
Oh, she's a woman.
Got the chrome guns. You liking the music?
Now, how do they work?
Huh?
Casey was asking if you like the music.
I saw you bobbing.
I just say love me some London Bridge.
Some Fergie. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
As long as she doesn't sing the national anthem, I'm good. Now, how does that work with the abbreviations for the names if they have so many agents? Like, how many Agent M's are they going to have?
Right.
He's the bad guy. Let's just
Liam
say it now.
Neeson? Yeah, Liam Neeson.
He's the traitor. So you
Or
really
what if
enjoyed
it was
seeing
Chris
that part?
Hemsworth, though?
Oh, that'd be really interesting.
That'd be pretty ballsy.
Cause he seems more like the assistant in this, and she seems more together. See the way she takes it from him, and she's like, "Yo, let me just do it quick."
He's been playing these doofy roles, like.
I think he enjoys it.
Yeah. Is that Taylor Swift she was fighting?
I just saw your reaction to the third arm come out. What were you thinking at that moment?
I was like, what the hell is going on?
That wasn't Taylor Swift, was it? I'm not seeing things.
I don't know. I couldn't tell who it was.
Oh man, if that's Taylor Swift, I'm walking out. I don't believe in
They
this
said
either.
Rebecca Ferguson is in this.
Alright, I didn't see her.
I assume that was her.
I'm gonna see it. I like the Men in Black movies, even though they haven't been great lately.
3 wasn't bad.
3 wasn't good.
Yeah.
The trailer actually shocked me. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But they actually look great together. I don't know if that's because of Thor, so they already like have this chemistry with one another, but it actually looks very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think they do seem like they have a good rapport with one another, so I think the chemistry will be there, and they'll add to the film with the jokes. So it'll be a fun film.
Yeah, definitely looks like it's gonna be a fun in-theater movie. Get the popcorn and have a good time.
Transition, huh? Speaking of a fun film,
Yep.
we all recently saw Aquaman. Now, I'm wondering if we should just go straight into a spoiler review since the movie's been out. It's up to you guys.
I'm good with that.
I'm fine with
you
that.
guys seen it already, and we already did a review last week. So yeah.
So we're gonna just go into a spoiler review of Aquaman. We're gonna dissect every little thing, and I'm gonna let our guest start our review. Actually, let's drop the trailer real quick, Casey.
Yeah, I'm dropping that here.
I've been looking for you. Your half-brother, King Orm, is about to declare war upon the surface world. The only way to stop this war is for you to take your rightful place as king.
Trust me, I am no king.
You do your best thinking when you're not thinking at all.
That was the worst pep talk ever.
Might want to strap in. Welcome home.
My brother has come from the surface to challenge me for the throne.
I call it an ass whooping. I'm no leader. I came because I have no choice. I came to save my home and the people that I love.
You think you're unworthy to lead because you're of two different worlds. But that is exactly why you are worthy.
That was awesome.
The war is coming to the surface, and I'm bringing the wrath of the seven seas with me.
So we got this new Aquaman. Aquaman.
Hispanic? Aquaman. Aquaman.
Hey, Aquaman. What are you doing? So how'd you
So
feel about it? Let's get.
I enjoyed
we
it.
Talking raw. Let's just get it.
Let's start shooting here. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna let Sharonda talk.
Yeah.
She just.
So I enjoyed this film. I thought this was much better than what was expected. I thought that they did a very great job with the world building of what Atlantis looks like from a CGI perspective.
Yes.
All the way down to, how their ships kind of look like fish, and how the different creatures who were kind of like human at the same time. I just thought everything was so great. I thought the camera angles, especially how James Wan chose to do some of the fight scenes, especially with Atlanta. That was like my favorite fight scene of the whole
right
movie.
Out of my mouth. Yeah, that was amazing, eh?
Yeah, like from him going up high, going down low. I just thought it was captured so well to keep people like engaged into like the whole battle. And I like Nicole Kidman more than what I thought I was going to like her. When I saw she was in, I was like, okay. But I was like, okay, Atlanta, I see. I keep calling her Atlanta, but
That's her name.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
I swear that was
It's
her
like
name.
Atlanta.
You can say Atlanta.
I heard Atlanta in the theater.
I
heard
Like
Atlanta.
Atlanta. It's like Atlanta or something. But yeah, I thought that they did a very great job. The only issues that I have from the story standpoint, they did way too much from plots. There's like enough stuff in here to do 2 movies. So I was just like, y'all, just pick one thing and just focus on that, because y'all had so much going on that sometimes I would forget. Like they would come back to this character. I was like, oh damn, I totally forgot that y'all was like doing that whole storyline. But I would have to say my biggest disappointment was Black Manta. I just didn't like what they did with his character. I felt like he was like real weak sauce. He was just, I don't know. I just felt like they should have took more from the storyline of the New 52 comics, which is pretty much where the majority of the story comes from. But I just felt as though how they kind of got into like how his father died, I felt like they should have took more from the comic book, because for those that don't know, in the comics, Black Manta and Aquaman, Arthur, they're like fighting, I think at his house or something. His dad is there, and then his dad ends up having a heart attack because of it, and he dies. And so Arthur is upset because he blames Black Manta for all of this happening, and so he goes to his lair and chokes this figure that he sees, because for some reason all black people look alike.
Yep.
It wasn't Black Manta, it was his daddy. And so they end up killing each other's dads, which is why they're these big arch nemesis. So I just felt like they really should have stuck to that. And I feel like they kind of let me down with Black Manta, and I hope they do right by him with the sequel. but also too, I did love that the women played an important part in Arthur's life and helping shape him. And I also too, I felt as though they were still strong on their own. Like they didn't need Arthur to be badasses.
Yeah.
So I thought that the portrayal of Mira and Atlanta was done very well. So yeah.
I thought Mira was dull, and that's
did?
not the character. It's more of Amber Heard's acting. I feel like she was.
Fine.
I felt like she was there just for exposition, and she'll start explaining stuff, and then an explosion will happen. And a lot of that happens in the film whenever there's moments of exposition, like a character will be like explaining something. Like there, for example, Volko was explaining to Aquaman some of the history of Atlantis, and the bam explosion. And then there'll be like scenes where they're on land, and then Mira will do some exposition. She'll be explaining, "Hey, we need you to get the trident so you can fight your brother Orin." Bam! Explosion. So that's like the gist of the movie. Like whenever they need to explain something, they're like, "Before you get bored, let me hit you with an explosion." Now with Black Manta, let me piggyback on what you said. Yeah, with the whole 52 thing, it was Dr. Shin who we see in the movie, who's played by Randall Paul.
Fresh Off the Boat, right?
Yeah, the father from Wrestle. Yeah, so we see him in the film, and in the 52 series, his character is a family. Yeah, he's a family friend, and he hires Black Manta to extract Aquaman's blood because he wanted his blood to prove to the world that Atlantis exists. Because he got mad that Aquaman wouldn't show him where Atlantis is, and I still think that they might take that backstory because the after credit scene is Black Manta talking with Dr. Shin. So I could see Black Manta going and killing Aquaman's father in the sequel. So that would give Aquaman motive to really hate Black Manta.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I just wanted him to do better, like how because he inadvertently killed his dad in this movie, but it really wasn't his fault. It was like their fault how he died. So I felt like it really didn't show like why he should have like this much motivation for wanting Arthur dead.
He could have helped his dad. Like he
really could.
Come on. He looked at him. He's like Black lives don't matter, and just climbed up the ladder. I was like, come on, boss.
He was like, bro, I was about to let y'all go, and then you wanted to be extra and throw a bomb at me. So no, you good. Think about what you did.
The engineer in me was looking at it like, why don't you use the pole that he took out of his shoulder and use that to hoist the bomb up? You know what I mean? But they were panicking in the moment, so I understood why they didn't do that. But because there's no way he's gonna be able to pick up a bomb or a missile the way he was trying. He should know he's a pirate. Like, come on, they extract steal shit all the time. Like,
it's one of those things. Like, it's fine if you need a character to die because he needed him to die to have his rage to hate. But just do it right. Have it make sense. It was just so random.
Speaking of random, when Aquaman and Mira land on shore and they're playing that god awful Pitbull cover of Africa, and it's like a Pantene Pro V commercial where they're just swinging their hair.
They're gonna have to deal with me.
I was laughing. I was like, this is straight Baywatch right here. When I was like,
really?
You know, Black Manta, he played in Baywatch. He was like the officer.
Yeah, he was the cop.
Actual cop, and he was telling them, "You're not police. You're not. Let me do my job. You're hurting the whole thing."
The music was bad. There was
terrible.
In the beginning. There was some like in the beginning when Aquaman was pop. I was like, y'all, don't do this. Just stop it.
Enter. And he's like,
and even the music when Black Manta was doing his like little suit or whatever, I was just like, y'all gotta do better. Like, who came up with this?
It definitely had a Fast and the Furious vibe for those scenes. Reminded me of Fast and the Furious.
And that's what James Wan's specialty is, man.
Yeah, but he learned a lot from his other movies that he did. And like the scary scene where they jumped in the water, that was dope. Where the things started coming at them on the boat.
Yeah, the trench.
At first, when she was playing the flute, I don't know a lot about this comic, so maybe that has something to do with her powers or something. But that flute part, I was like, what the hell is she doing? Did you guys think that was weird?
It looked like a little kid's recorder, so maybe she stole it when she was in Sicily. So yeah, that was a little odd. Now I'm glad that they went with the 52 origin of Black Manta because
he was like raped, or he was like
he was raped in the 90s.
Like he
You don't
was
need all that.
tortured in an asylum. I was just like, Jesus, like let this kid breathe. Let him live.
I'm so happy. Yeah, because the '90s one, like you said, he was like kidnapped by some white fishermen, and they had him on a boat, and they were like beating him and raping him. He was like waving to Aquaman, like "Save me, Aquaman!" Aquaman's like, "I'm swimming with dolphins. I'm good." And they just like he just let him get beaten, raped, and he was just like, "All right, I'm gonna take my."
See him.
He was swimming with dolphins, having a good time.
He didn't see him. He didn't hear him.
And then,
what about the little girl who got traumatized by Mera when she was playing with the water? No one's ever gonna believe that the water was dancing like fish. She's gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah, that girl's gonna end up in the Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, man.
Poor little girl.
Stealing books now. She's on the wrong path. And nobody paid for that Pinocchio book.
That is a fact. How do you guys feel about that whole Pinocchio joke?
I thought
there's a lot of crazy jokes in this movie. I mean, they made a Cobra Kai joke. They made a Cobra Kai joke. What else did he say? Some of the jokes landed, some of them didn't land. I was like, yeah, trying a little bit too hard.
Is he the only one who could talk to the fishes and communicate with them?
In this universe, yes.
No, but it seemed like Orm could do that though. I thought.
No, I think Orm to me just came off as just being a spoiled dick. Like he was like the hall monitor of the ocean.
I think that Orm's story is better portrayed in the Throne of Atlantis, when he basically kills his mom because, you know, he doesn't mess with the surface dwellers, and he was upset about her, you know, having Arthur. I just feel like they didn't really do much with his story for this movie to have it really make sense. He was just like, oh, I'm going to be Ocean Master, and then I'm going to take over the Earth. That's it.
I completely agree. Like, I was waiting for the moment for him to stab the mom at the end.
That's what I thought was going to happen, too. I felt like
and it never occurred. Really like, I was just like, okay.
He was just more extreme with what he wanted to do. But he wasn't really wrong, because he was like the pollution, the dumping of garbage, leaving the ships.
Yeah, they were so petty.
He wasn't wrong.
When they threw that garbage and stuff back on the land, I was like, y'all petty.
Yeah. I was like, well, shit. Y'all should come up and communicate. Maybe then that shit wouldn't continue. Maybe help the people on Earth with the tech, so they don't, you know, so they have things that are sustainable. Help them with sustainable development and stuff like that.
Let's think of it from his point of view.
People.
If he's swimming, he'd mind his own business. He's in his home, is his kingdom, and he sees like condoms floating in the water. I'll be mad too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't completely
He's like,
wrong.
Nasty surface dwellers.
But he should have listened to the philosophers in the Seven Kingdoms and went up there and taught people better.
So let's talk about the different kingdoms. So the first kingdom we have is Atlantis, which is the largest kingdom. Second to that, we have Zabel, which is the rival kingdom. That's where Mera is from. That's the redhead people. Now,
and Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren characters from that kingdom as well. And the Fisherman Kingdom, now they are scientists and they wanted to unite with the surface dwellers in the comics.
Yeah.
And I kind of got that vibe from them, but Orton was all against that. Like he was quick to kill the fishermen, but he never killed anybody else's king. He fought the crab people's king, but they're very brash and primitive, so that makes sense.
Their troop numbers were higher than the philosophers. That's why.
Oh, so like
he was able to walk in there and slap them around, but the other people, he couldn't walk in there and disrespect them like that.
Now, the trench, which I thought was done beautifully in the film.
Oh, yeah.
It turned into a horror movie when they were
introduced.
So, yeah, they evolved by being in the dark depths of the sea, and they're partially blind and durable. And they believe that whoever wields the trident is their true believer. So that's why when Aquaman finally gets the trident, they're like, all right, we're going to rock with Aquaman. But in the comics, he ended up killing them because they were just so wild. He seals them in the cave, and he makes a volcano erupt and murders the whole species.
Damn. That might be in part 2.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah,
Manta might flip them over. Manta might flip them over and manipulate them, you know what I mean? You never know.
Now, the last kingdom, we have the Desert Kingdom, which they showed, which is the one that was in the Sahara Desert. They're called the Deserter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's in the desert. But the weird thing with that kind of threw me off with that whole adventure that they went on. Now, if you look at history, like the Sahara Desert wouldn't be like water until it was like 7 million years ago. So you're telling me that the first king that had the trident like stayed alive to the point where he knew to go to Sicily and tell them to like put something in a statue. So how is he alive that long to know that that clue would make sense, that voicemail that he left.
Hey, man. Dudes are talking to fish.
But the nerd in me did some research, and I found out that some people believe that the trident was able to keep him alive long enough to venture out into the surface world.
True.
But then I'm like, how'd he get out of that one area with all the trench people and that big Kraken type creature voiced by Julie Andrews? I was like, how'd he get past all of that?
Well, they say he put him there, though. He wanted to go.
Okay. And then lastly, we find out that the Seventh Kingdom is the missing kingdom, which was like Jurassic Park, but none of the people were there. So it makes me wonder, where are the people at?
Villains.
I think they're in Atlanta. Yep, they're in Atlanta. All types of madness goes on.
You saying they're in Magic City? Doing
yep,
what?
Atlanta. They're stripping right now.
Be.
Yep. The last of the Atlanteans are in Atlanta right now.
I don't know, man. You can't really like try to logicalize this thing.
Yeah, I tried. And I was like, nah.
Squids playing drums. You got lasers shooting off of sharks. You got Mara riding in killer whales. Like, there's so much craziness happening in this movie. You can't pinpoint and be like, why is this? The water's temperature should affect. You know what I mean?
Now that giant squid, that was an Easter egg. That's he's an old school character called Lobo. Tobo, not Lobo. I'm sorry, Tobo the octopus. Yeah, he's kind of like a housemaid. That used to rub me the wrong way because I used to feel like he was like the house nigga that took care of Aquaman in the '60s. But they evolved his character, and that's why they had him playing the drums and stuff. But back in the day, he was
and he was the California Raisins under the sea.
Pretty much, he's like, "Oh yes, sir, Mr. Arthur, I'm gonna go clean this up for you under the water."
I'm a comic book from 1956, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna get in a heap of trouble if I don't clean it. So, did you guys catch the Annabelle doll at the bottom of the ocean?
No.
So only I caught that. Nobody caught that. Did you guys see that Adam from Saw, the guy in the first Saw movie that was tied up to the dead body? He was the pilot for the plane. Where they jump out the plane and they're like, "Oh, redheads!" It was a dude from Saw driving the plane.
Okay, that's dope.
You guys didn't? Oh, well, I did my research and I caught that.
You did your research and you caught it, or you caught it when you did your research? No, I caught it in theaters.
I was like, hey, okay. I was watching this movie hard. I'm about to go see it again.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. To be honest, it was like a summer blockbuster in the wintertime, man. I don't know how people can complain about this movie and say it's not that good and all this shit. I enjoyed this movie. I might see it again. Yeah, it was a fun movie. I had a fun time.
Now, how'd you guys feel about Jason Momoa's portrayal of Aquaman?
Knocked it out the park.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically Jason Momoa playing Jason Momoa. I mean, I don't feel like people were ever like that interested in Aquaman. So I think
I was never into Aquaman like that. So seeing somebody actually being a cooler character and revamping it in this way made it much more enjoyable for me. Then, because my perspective of Aquaman, he looked more like Patrick Wilson in the comic books. Like, he had that kind of look. So
yeah, he's like blonde hair,
clean cut, blonde hair. Stick to the rules. You know what I mean? So
Aquaman to me always looked like Chris Hemsworth, the classic look. Always looked like Chris Hemsworth, but they're going with the '90s looking Aquaman, the Aquaman that has the hook hand. But they're using the 52 storyline, which best storyline that they've had so far. So I appreciate that. I just want the character to evolve more. I'm not too mad with Black Manta because to me his character is more of a glorified cameo, setting you up for the second film.
Yeah. I didn't have no problem with it. When he hit the rocks, though, I was like, shit. It reminded me of Homer Simpson on the skateboard. I was like, damn, he's still falling. He hit every rock going down, man. But he's still alive.
Now, guys, why did he become Black Manta? He was just Manta. I was cool with just Manta, but he's like, nah, Black Manta.
You asking me?
Like, that's not black.
Because I was just like, he had no reason to become Black Manta. He could have just been Manta. He was Manta for a while. They're like, oh, this is Manta.
Well, he's spray painted it black, so maybe
he's like, nah, I like the color black and I'm black. So black.
He was in his zone, man. He was in his zone. He needs a bigger helmet, you know?
Nubian Manta. Ebony Manta.
I love the scene where he was chilling on the ship waiting for them, and you could see the colors rise from the darkness of the sea. That looked amazing.
Now, did you guys see? Well, we all saw, but we saw Digimon Hudson. I think is how you pronounce his name.
I don't even try to pronounce it.
From Blood Diamond, like it's weird because he's playing Wizard Shazam.
Yeah.
And he's playing the Fisherman. I'm like, is he gonna be in every DC film and just disappear?
Basically.
He could be the Stan Lee.
Basically.
They could do that. He's also in Marvel. He's a Kree, he's that Kree warrior. I forgot his name. The half cyborg guy. Kovar or so, Ko something is his name. But he's gonna be in Captain Marvel as well. So I'm like, he's getting the checks.
So King Oberon. What is his name after that? Because he looks like a character from the comic with the mask on. That looked pretty dope. The costume design looked pretty dope to me for all the characters in this movie. But he called himself something.
Ocean Master, you mean?
Ocean Master. Is that his name in the comic?
Yeah, that's his name in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. The way that, because I remember seeing pictures of that character in the comic when he had the mask on, he looked exactly like that. That was dope.
That mask looks like the Double Dragon mask from the '90s when they revamped the image for Double Dragon with the '90s cartoon. That's the same kind of mask. It's kind of like a fish character, but his is all chromed out. Like the comic book accuracy of the costumes was done well.
Yeah, they went for it in this movie. That's what I appreciate, man. And they were self-aware. They didn't like say, "Oh, we're taking this super seriously or super dark." They're like, we know this is some crazy stuff with man's talking to fish and underwater. The underwater technology they used to make it looked amazing with the hair still moving, but they're still talking at normal pace, and it looked like they're underwater. They didn't look soaked. You know what I mean? I liked that.
Now, interesting story. The character playing Arthur Curry's father, Tamaria Morrison, who played Tom Curry. Now, Jason Momoa.
Curry. Tom Curry.
Curry Goat.
Yep.
Now, Jason Momoa personally asked for that actor to play his father because he was inspired by that actor in the movie called Once We Were Warriors, and that was his inspiration when he played Khal Drogo. So he begged for that guy to play his father.
That's a dope full circle.
Yeah, it's really dope. And that guy, the first time I seen him act was in Star Wars Clone Wars. He was the original Jango Fett. Was it Jango Fett or Bobo?
I think it's called. He was Jango Fett, and they made him Boba Fett or something like that. The clones.
Yeah, he was cloned. So.
Yeah.
And Nicole Kidman as Atlanta was really good.
Yeah, that fight scene she did at the beginning was amazing. The angles they did when they spun. I was watching it in IMAX 3D, and when she was hitting people in the head, the bass off of the noise of her, the stick hitting people, was friggin' amazing. I was like, holy shit. This fight scene, the angles they used where they spun the camera around, it reminded me of The Rock fighting in Fast and the Furious when he did the rock bottom on the dude.
Oh, Jason Statham?
Yeah, when he was fighting Jason Statham and they fell and the camera actually did the full spin. I loved how they did that stuff in this movie. Those camera angles were friggin' amazing.
See, Fast and Furious was good for something. Now, did you guys notice the de-aging software that they used in the beginning of the film for Nicole Kidman and for Arthur's father, Tom Curry?
Yeah, that wasn't that great, but it got a pass for me. I'm like, what?
They look the same. It's like they just made them bald.
I didn't notice it. I watched it in standard. I didn't watch it in IMAX, so was it more noticeable?
I watched it in standard too.
Yeah,
so
I noticed it, but I noticed it, but it wasn't like they even added more to his face. Like they made him look. They got rid of a lot of the wrinkles on his face. They smoothed it out on Nicole Kidman's face and his face, and yeah, it did. But it wasn't like I can't enjoy this movie now. It was just like, oh, okay, what do you expect them to do? You know what I mean? So it got a pass for me. Still, it looked fine.
Now, one thing with this movie, like I went back and I watched Justice League, and Justice League makes no sense now.
And this is 1 year after Justice League.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. Like, I don't understand the need of the air bubble that they used in Justice League now. I don't know where he got the armor from, because it seemed like he vaguely knew Mira in this film.
He acted like he didn't know her. He was like, I told the last person. I was like, I thought y'all didn't know each other?
That's what confused me.
With each other last movie.
That's what confused me. I was like, who was the other person he was talking to?
Who gave him the armor? Was it Mira, or did he just steal it? He never went to Atlantis. He said it was his first time. So how did he get that armor? And I know he got the trident, the fake trident, the was that 4 ends, so it's a quadrant, or his mom's the weapon. He got that from Vulko, but the armor that he had in Justice League, he just stumbled upon that while swimming, and when he met Mira, it's so many holes in his story, and they never fully explained his powers until this film.
It's crazy, man. We're in the Twilight Zone, man. I feel like we're in the Entourage show, and like Jason Momoa is Vince, because who would have thought Aquaman would be such a good movie and such a big hit? Like, you know what I mean? Isn't this weird?
Another thing that doesn't make no sense in that scene in Justice League, when he's swimming in that water, it's like dirty and dingy. But in this movie, they explain that his eyes adjust when he's underwater, and it has those vibrant colors. So, again, Justice League makes no sense.
Yeah, they were trying to come for Wakanda with that scene when they were entering Atlantis. I was like, you're close, but nah.
They tried it, yeah.
Yeah, they really tried it. They tried to make that Wakanda feel, but nah. It was close. It looked beautiful, but it wasn't Wakanda, though.
Now, moving forward with Aquaman 2, what do you guys want to see change and what you want to see in the future? Sean,
do right by Black Manta.
He didn't have to
That's
do
all I
anything.
need him to do. My thing is, like, they should have just introduced him towards the end of the movie. Or just had him, like, what he did in, like, the Sword of Atlantis, just support, like, Orm and, you know, coming up with that whole little attack to get them to join his side on the war with the surface dwellers. That's all they should have had him do, and then gave him a bigger role in the next film.
But that ass whooping and his father dying is going to fuel him to go all out and kill Aquaman's father in the sequel. He has clear motives now. Because he took a big L. He got the ass
like
whooping.
perfect, but that you guys knew. So me going into watching this, I was like, oh, it was good. They got it out. And they're using him for the next movie, obviously. So I was pretty happy with what they did with him. I hope to see a cameo or two from the other Justice League members in the next one. But
Hey, Casey, let me pause for a second. I think we may have lost Sharonda.
I'm right here.
Oh, you still here? Okay, sorry. You got real quiet. I thought I heard something happen. I was like, she done jumped off the
I
call.
heard you hitting enter or something on your keyboard hard. I was like,
Yeah,
what's
we're
going on?
hearing buttons, so I was like,
I
she
can't
done
see
jumped off
anything.
the call.
Mm.
I got scared. I lost
I was
another
like, what are you
one.
talking about right here?
Yeah, for the next one, cameos for sure. I'd like to see cameos and something that is maybe him lose his powers and have to get it back again. Something I don't know. I don't know what they would do.
We've seen that done. Maybe introduce a child. Maybe he has a kid and that gives him motive to like get his shit together. Because to me, this movie felt like this is gonna be a hot take. I thought it was a more action-packed Thor Ragnarok. To me, that was the vibe I got. I got a little bit of Black Panther in the beginning, and then it just went like full Thor Ragnarok madness.
Nah, I didn't see that. They seem like two different movies. I get Black Panther though. I get the Black Panther.
Well, all right. Let me explain. So my Thor Ragnarok feeling came from a lot of the chase scenes in the beginning because they were playing kind of sci-fi music, but they're underwater. The vibrant colors, the characteristics of Arthur and Thor are very similar. Where they're kind of he's literally a fish out of the water, learning to become a king, while Thor is a fish out of water becoming a leader of what's that place he's from? Asgard, which ends up getting destroyed at the end. So that's the similarities I see.
Did Atlantis get destroyed at the end? I didn't think it got destroyed.
No. I'm just saying that with Thor, he is becoming the leader of his people and protecting them. While in this film, Arthur is becoming the leader of his people and protecting them, and he's also trying to protect the surface world as well. I was just saying that the outcome for Thor was that Asgard got destroyed.
Yeah, I don't see it. How you feel? Do you see it?
Sharonda,
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Do you agree with what he's saying, or how do you feel?
Guys, don't kill me. I was trying to handle something via text message. Saying it again.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
So I was saying that I see similarities with this film and Thor. Well, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh no, I heard that. I thought you was reaching a little bit.
So I'm reaching for the sky with dinosaur arms right now.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know. Did you feel like that much action happened in Ragnarok?
No, it was more of a comedy.
Yeah, I felt like this movie had more action than Ragnarok. I just felt like the whole...
It had more action. I mean, it's a different type of action though. I mean, I
Yeah,
feel
this
like
was like a big
Ragnarok
battle.
is just like a buddy film, and
Like,
this is more
buddy cop.
like
Mira was like Valkyrie, Aquaman,
Nah.
Thor,
nah.
whatever, man.
I think
Whatever.
on like the shallow way basis of looking at it, not deep, but like he's a hairy, tall guy with long hair, and Thor's the same type of thing, and then he had a sidekick that was, but no, I don't really see the relation between the two movies. I see the Black Panther one though, for sure.
Because they had the trial in the beginning, but they only did that one. Well, actually, they did do it twice. They did do it twice.
I don't
No, you're right.
necessarily feel like. I mean, I think that if I can't really see the Black Panther one either. I mean, I feel like Arthur would be more to like a more comparable to a Killmonger since they don't really know where they came from. But he still don't care. He's just like, oh, I'm just here to help y'all, and I'm dipping out again. Like Killmonger's like, no, I am going to overthrow all of you guys. I'm going to F stuff up, and that's what I came to do. And I'll be staying here, by the way.
He really was. Killmonger is disrespectful as hell. Now, do people see Aquaman as a threat now? Now that he is in control of over 70% of the Earth, he's very strong. He's durable. He can talk to all those animals. He can control the trench people. Like, is he a formidable, not foe, but like, is he like a member of the Justice League that's going to be valuable now?
Is anybody valuable to Justice League outside of Superman and Wonder Woman? I mean, today.
Oh!
What? There's
Hot
only
take,
two
Batman.
No, I like it. I like it.
What is Batman doing?
Man, in the comic books, he does his thing.
Batman was horrible in the movies.
Yeah, in the movies, he was geriatric and tired.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, realistically, like, it's just Wonder Woman and Superman. Let's just be honest. I know it's hard to digest. But, I mean, clearly it shows you in Justice League, the movie was almost ruined by bringing him back because they couldn't stop Steppenwolf, and then this fool show up in 5 minutes. Oh, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. He could took care of everything himself, really.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Justice League is just not needed. They just use Cyborg to get information, and Shazam irks my nerves in the animated film, so I'm really trying to see what they were going to do with Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Actionverse, because Billy irks my nerves. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I feel like this version of Aquaman could take Steppenwolf by himself now with the trident and everything. With the abilities that he has now, he should be able to take out Steppenwolf by himself.
He's not just a bouncy ball. He's not just a bouncy ball no more.
Because of the trident, he could stab him easily. He could bring the trench people and all those different creatures. Because in the comic books, he went against Namor when they had the whole DC Marvel crossover in the 90s. And he took out Namor by himself. He made a killer whale sit on him.
I just don't know if... I think because they had him so, like...
Goofy?
They made him seem so... Yeah, I mean, I was trying to find a better way, but they just made... He just seems like so nonchalant about being Aquaman. I just can't even take it serious.
Well, now that he has his mom in his life, maybe that'll steer him in the right course.
I doubt it. She's probably dead, so
you think,
I'm trying to figure out how that's supposed to...
Yeah,
she's still out of here?
Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of people are alive still. His dad's alive still. His mom's alive still. Like, he's going to need some tragedy in part 2.
To kind of make him take it serious. So I just...
Yeah.
And then, you know what I would actually... One of my favorite storylines, and I forgot... I think it was in Flashpoint. Was it Flashpoint when basically, like, Aquaman and Diana was smashing? Arthur and Diana was smashing.
Aquaman. Mm-hmm.
And then, did she kill Mira? And then they got, like, so Mira got mad. She was like, you cheat with my man. And she killed her. And then basically, like, they were fighting each other. Like, that was my favorite storyline.
I think they should do that and then do some recasting in DC, to be honest, after Flashpoint. I don't like the actor playing Flash. Like, Ezra Miller kind of gets on
Ezra Miller?
It's just...
He's highly problematic. That's just the nicest way I could say it. He's a highly problematic person. And, yeah, I'm interested to see, like, with all the stuff he's been doing lately, I'm interested to see, are people still interested in seeing him play Flash?
He wore a garbage bag at, like, the press
Oh,
conference. No, it was a red carpet. It was like a garbage bag outfit.
That's the new end thing. My issue with him is he actually did a movie from Darren Wilson's standpoint. He's the one who killed Mike Brown. And so basically trying to have us sympathize with this officer. And I was just like, why would you do
Oh
that?
no, you just hit me with some new information. I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So he's playing the officer that killed Mike Brown?
No, they did like a document. One of his friends did a documentary, like with Darren Wilson, like showing his side of the story.
What? But I thought I thought he's like a social justice warrior and pro LGBT and everybody's rights and stuff. And
that's what they be claiming, but
True Colors, garbage bag man for a garbage bag person. Man. I just didn't like his rendition of the Flash. The whole Asperger thing I thought was interesting, but the way he played it was kind of annoying. And he made the character annoying to me and not endearing. Like when I watch Barry Allen on the TV show, he's endearing and he's happy with his powers. Cheesy. It's cheesy, yeah, but his Flash just seemed like a pest. It seemed more like Blue Beetle, just like not Blue Beetle, Booster Gold. So that was just my hot take. I wasn't a fan of his rendition of the Flash. If they recast everybody in DC, I wouldn't even be mad. Like even Wonder Woman, me neither. As much as I like Gal Gadot, if they were to recast her, I don't care at this point. They can recast everybody in DC.
I like her.
I like her, but I'm just saying,
I actually like Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't know why.
But does Ben Affleck like being Batman? Is the real question.
Well, they need to figure it out. Shoot.
Does Henry Cavill like being Superman? Is the other question. So if they're not happy with the roles, recast them. Because it seems like a lot of them aren't happy. Like Amy Adams went on the record a couple weeks ago saying like, I don't think I'm gonna be Lois Lane anymore. I think DC's going in another direction. So I just take that as a recasting.
I never cared for Amy Adams as Lois.
Yeah,
I really hated the one they did in Elseworlds. I thought that was his mama, y'all. I was like, oh, weird. They made his mama young. Then when they called her Lois, I said, oh, well, damn. Okay. You look different.
So that caught you off guard?
Caught me real off guard.
She wasn't clever enough in the Superman movies. Like the original Lois Lane and in the cartoon, she's way more clever. She's way quicker with the jokes, with the shots. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She wasn't that in the Man of Steel movies. So yeah, if she leaves, I'm not mad at that. That's find somebody else. And they need better writers. They need the cartoon writers to get a promotion and let them work on these movies.
They need to do different music. I don't know what they played at the end of the movie because the last fight, I was fully engaged. I was like, this is great. And then you see the Aquaman symbol. I'm like, all right. And then it started playing like some pop, like Taylor Swift sounding music.
Fast and the Furious.
I was like, what the hell? Where did this come from? What the hell does this have to do with the battle I just saw? Like, play something epic. Like, I'm not sure if Aquaman had his own music. Casey said he did, but it wasn't memorable at all.
Yeah, I'm going to play it in here while we're talking and stuff in post. But yeah, the song is good, but it didn't stand out at all like the Wonder Woman theme did or the Superman Man of Steel theme did or the Batman classic one does. So, yeah, it was definitely there, though. I think Manta had one, too.
Did he?
But it didn't stand out.
He played some, like, they had, like, montage music when he was building, and that was, like, out of place, too. Like, what out-of-touch person do they have on their staff picking this music?
I don't know. That was one of the flaws of this movie. Just the music choices, but I enjoyed it.
So overall, I know, Casey, you don't like giving ratings. And
numbers. I don't like the numbers.
The numbers. Now, Sharonda, you said to pay to see this, correct?
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, the bar is set so low for DC.
That's the thing.
It's sad, though.
It's sad, but I think it's still an enjoyable movie. Does it have a lot of problems? It does, but I don't think it's enough to trash this movie or to tell people to not see it. I think people will leave feeling like DC is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a movie that you got to see in the big screen, in the theaters, man, because this is a fun movie. It was a good ride. I had a good time. It only had like a couple off jokes and stuff like that, but I had a good time watching this movie. People cheered at the end when this movie finished in my theater. I don't know how people reacted to yours. Yeah, people were cheering.
I had guys online like dogging me because I said they enjoyed this film. They're like, the CG was bad, dialogue was bad. I was like, I don't know. People look for all the negatives because the thing is, they're hearing some of the decent response that this movie's getting.
Yeah,
they're like decent response. Let me go this movie with negative intentions and tear it apart.
They harassing me. They like post your Rotten Tomatoes review. I'm like, I thought they were supposed to pull that. I actually got to email them like, can y'all post all my reviews? Cause I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I can't log in and post myself, unfortunately.
See, I'm trying to get on that level. We don't have no Rotten Tomato, so we just do this here. Before we wrap this up, this is off topic. I just wanted to know your thoughts on this. How do you feel about the new Aladdin film and the casting of Jasmine? Because I'm seeing a lot of people online saying that they wanted a darker skinned Jasmine.
Are y'all talking about Grace?
I'm talking about the Jasmine for the new
No.
Aladdin
I'm
film.
saying like, do y'all watch Grace run off like beyond the trailer?
Oh
'Cause
no, I know who she is, but no, I'm not going off.
She
of
brought
her.
this up. I didn't necessarily see a colorism problem. I think my issue is just them making this man like straighten his hair and not keep it to like traditionally like what do these people look like. I don't have an issue with her. Um, I don't know. It's just I need to see a trailer. It's hard for me to have thoughts about anything, but without seeing them do a trailer. Like even with this whole thing with Will Smith is his genie is actually going to be blue in CGI.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to see how some of this stuff looks because right now with the photos that they gave us, I felt as though Disney should have waited until they released a trailer, or if they put those photos out, they should have just gave us a trailer like the next day. Because
I completely agree.
I'm a little scared. I'm scared.
That magazine that makes those pictures, the covers, they never look good though. That's the thing. Like for every movie they ever show, the covers never look good. So
yeah,
I can't judge the movie yet. Like we saw 2 pictures. Like he's probably just undercover in the city, the town area, and he's just like, let me just look normal.
Yeah, they say that's how this is human form.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he confirmed that there will be like a CGI version. So
Yeah.
I need to understand what that looks like. I need to hear them singing. I need to hear all of this before I can really determine like if I'm excited or not. And I think that's what Disney has to realize. Like we grew up on this. So
yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Will Smith, but I probably would have wanted a Jim Carrey more. So I don't know.
Saying that they want a fat genie.
Sorry, one person at a time.
Sorry, Sharon. Go ahead.
No. They really said they want a overweight genie.
Yeah, I've seen people online say I want a fat genie. So I said,
why?
I don't know. So I gave the example. I was like, all right, Kevin James, because Hollywood loves Kevin James. He was like,
oh,
nah.
they do. Where you been?
Well, they like Kevin James. He's been
No,
all
yeah,
right.
but I'm just saying, where has he been? I wasn't saying that like where he been. I was like, no concern. Where has he been? Is he okay? I know he had the TV show, right?
Well, that got canceled. Unfortunately.
I just think you got to be he has to be really animated. I don't want to see like Will Smith times 2. I want to see like Will Smith acting for real and being animated. So I don't know. I don't want it to be Will Smith being Will Smith. You know what I mean? That's what scares me.
That's what we're going to get, the blue Will Smith.
Yeah. I would have rather see how like an over the top person like a Jim Carrey doing it. I think that would have been way better. Kevin Smith looks like he could probably do the role too because he does those physical comedy stuff well. So I could see a Kevin Smith doing it also. But yeah, we got to see. We can't judge it off these pictures, man, because that's not fair.
Yeah, I'm concerned about Aladdin and Lion King. Those are the 2 I'm concerned about.
I'm concerned with Beyonce's acting in Lion King. I'm sorry.
Well, she's Nala, so Nala, and yeah, that's a whole other story.
What always rubbed me the wrong way with the previous Lion King is that they had that actor that black actor did the singing, and then they had the white actor do the voice work. I was like, why?
Yeah.
How come he couldn't do both? Like,
Jason Weaver was young Simba, and then when he was talking, it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and Matthew Broderick is actually the one who voiced the older Simba.
Yeah, that always rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, why couldn't they give Jason Wheeler from the Chingy video to do the voice work and the singing? So, I don't know. That always seemed like some underhanded racism to me from Disney when I was younger.
They have a more predominantly black cast now than they did in the animated.
We'll see. I don't know. Part of me is like jaded, like, I've already seen it before. It's a little too late, but I'm still going to check this out. So, we will see. right,
I mean,
checking them
I'm
out.
still gonna get my coins.
Yeah, I'm checking them out. Like those are my 2 favorite Disney movies. So I'm happy they're coming back in the big screen.
Now back to Aquaman, because we got off the rails for a little bit, because that's what I do. Now, Aquaman and Venom. Is Aquaman better than Venom? Because I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, this is just Venom underwater now."
I think Aquaman is still better. I think that that battle scene alone. I think the issue that I had with Venom is that their villain was weak. It was very weak, even weaker than the villains in Aquaman. And then the third act, like the final battle, it was so short. So I still think Aquaman is a better movie.
Aquaman's easily a better movie. People are just trying to have discussions on the internet right now because they're bored. That's no contest, man. Aquaman is a way better movie. The first 20 minutes is better, and that's like the slowest part of Aquaman. Come on, what y'all do?
Yeah, man, people tripping, man.
I'm Eddie Brock. I'm on a
motorcycle.
I'm just saying, Tom Hardy was the best part of Venom, and so if he wasn't in it, it would have been like complete utter trash.
Did you guys see the remarketing they did for the commercial for the Blu-ray release, where they made it look like a comedy?
I noticed that.
I thought it was always a comedy.
So did I in the theater when he jumped in the tub with the lobsters. I was like, okay, like, what are we doing? When he climbed the tree and he's at the top of the tree. Like,
yeah, I was watching it with my 3-year-old. He made me take it off. He told me to put on Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, no.
I said, all right.
Made no sense.
Like, I'm gonna watch that instead. He's like, yeah. He's like, this ain't it. I'm like, all right. So, all right, I think we should wrap this up. It was great having you on our show, Sharon, to let everybody know where they can reach you at.
You can reach me at payyourweight.com. Sometimes I do shock the world and write a review, but I also post about upcoming trailers and movies and stuff like that. And also, you can watch my reviews at youtube.com/payyourweight.
All right. Anything else? Anybody want to get anything off their chest, Casey? Anything you want to plug?
Good.
Music by Eastwood Productions.
Yes.
All right. Do we have any other sponsors?
Not yet.
This episode is brought to you by bananas. I had a banana just now, so get the potassium up. And this concludes this episode of the Bacchanal podcast, everybody.
66.
Peace.
Everybody, peace.